this is the stuff that was going through my head when I was thinking about the tournament before coming here.
Yeah.
You see earlier I referenced some games that this invokes memories of. In terms of strategy, I would love to see the generals trying some really innovative stuff that you can't do with a normal PUBG squad.
Yeah.
When you've got 32, or technically 31 men at your disposal, trying to chuck some people in an awkward off angle, getting round cover, getting round buildings, really trying to like outwit the opponents as opposed to just relying on the gun skill that we know that all these players have.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and that's also what I've been missing from this. So we've had the chance to talk to the captains. You're like, how do you do this? Like, how does it work? And now we'll see. I mean,
wow,
circles,
really centering on the bridge, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is another thing that is a big factor in this. Circles benefiting one team over the other. I mean, that's right now, sure, as you can see, all the Finlandian, Finnish, thank you, Toby, players are making their way up north, so there's still room. But should those circles continue to go west, it normally becomes a lot easier for the defending team rather than the team trying to push on in.
Yeah, indeed. It would be for me. Yeah, Myth Rain. Again, both of the generals.
Yeah, obviously.
Commandeering vehicles. I just feel like there's so much so many options for creativity here in terms of both teams. And like, I don't know if anyone remembers playing like Rome Total War back in the day, or the Total War franchise.
Oh yeah.
And like, you think you're up in a great position, then suddenly a flank of like armored horse guys come over a hill and stab you in the back. Like, I would love to see the PUBG version. And here we go, guys. We're getting to our first engagements. I'm not entirely sure if shots. Yes, shots are being exchanged. We've got 2 Finland players that. I think that's Spicy Doggo under fire in his vehicle, and we can see that the high ground in the initial phase has mainly been taken over by a troop of Turkish soldiers.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky for these guys. I mean, they're all, again, high ground is important, especially when you're so many people. The more area you can overlook, the better of an overview you can get of your opponents too.
If those guys that are just going out of frame from Turkey in the top right on the other side of the island had snipers, would that be a power position for with where Finland are right now?
Well, I mean, if you can land a 1 kilometer shot, sure, but odds are that ain't going to happen. And even if it does, the thing is...
Yeah.
I mean, to land it twice, because you gotta get him knocked. You also gotta finish him, right?
So yeah, I don't know the distances as well as you. So that's
every like the grid here. Every line that you see on the grid on the minimap is 100 meters.
Okay, cool.
So it will be tricky. It will be a very long shot. But you can see the flank. The flank is already happening down south. It is happening. The thing is, they're in vehicles, and she's in Lipson. It seems to me like they have some sort of clue what's going on behind them.
Yeah, it looks like Shishin. Is it Lipsum or Lipsy? Yeah, Lipsum. It looks like they are aware of this flank. They've probably heard the vehicle or seen it, and potentially they have an inkling that there are some other Turkish soldiers following them up, and they're getting cornered quite badly here. And we're taking a look now at. I think
they're pushing.
Yeah, we're actually going to go in for a POV. Lips in there trying to take down a bike. Oh, and he's actually been flanked there by Kajuti. And he's knocked him down. Yeah,
seems like Coyote wanted to go up and get himself into a good high ground position, but again, the fight for the high ground control has gone in the favor of Turkey. So sure, again, the circle went west, they went over towards them, and they get to position themselves before the finish. But I like the fact that the finish actually try and get up and take some high ground here, but it's clearly not really working the way they wanted to right now.
We're on board with Jap1 here, or Jappy. Currently pantless, which probably isn't the best.
Well, that's a strategy.
Best idea in terms of warfare.
The thing is, I can tell you that real quickly as well.
This is just.
Yep. I can tell you that real quickly too. What you see on your left side is like your squad. You have a squads of 8. You cannot make the actual groups any bigger than that.
Yes.
So you cannot see anyone that's not in your squad of 8. Which means that it could be your opponents. So it could be Andy saying, you know what? Nobody wears pants. That means we can always recognize each other.
Oh, okay.
So that's the strategy. But now, once again, Circle not pretty in the favor of the finish, and they lose one more player.
I just saw one of the Turkish players, Muki, M-U-K-K-E, and he's currently the final player in the most northern position, slightly behind 2 Finnish players. I'm not exactly sure how he ended up there. I thought the Finnish players were the last ones to rotate, and it's going to be interesting to see how he sort of factors in to the fight. We see again, the Turkish players have managed to keep a hold of this high ground, but the Finnish Legion now trying to challenge for it. We've got Peltsic leading the way. Is it ideal here to engage with them whilst they're in a building, or do the angles favour the Turks?
What you can do is you can try and pin them down, and I think that's why you see the Turkish players come around, because as you can see on your minimap, the white line is shown a little north of the compound, which means it will be out of the circle in just a short while. So if you can get all the way around and contain them inside, well, then there's going to be no exit for them, right? You're just like, it's a kind of the fox trap kind of thing where you burn off both sides and wait for it to run out. And
I have no idea what fox trap you're talking about, but I'm going to say yes.
You burn off one side. Okay, the foxes have two entrances to the cave. So you burn off, like, put fire to one side, forces them out the other, and then you kill them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that something that you picked up in life, or have you been fox hunting? Or
no, I've seen the Disney movie.
Yeah, I know it's a thing in the UK, in the countryside, where the fox population can get high or something. Anyway, away from fox catching, back to Turkey versus Finland. Finland now do have 3 players down and out. So Turkey, is that much of an advantage at this point to have a roughly 10% lead?
Well, I mean, yes and no. There's still, I mean, everything can still happen. Circle could hard shift back towards the finish, and then that lead might not lead them to a whole lot of places. But that's the funny thing, because even though you say it's 32 against 32, one player, we've seen it happen before as well, can actually make a huge difference. If you get around that side, and if he spots an area being open and say, guys, this is clear, that one call could be the difference for the entire outcome of the game. So never underestimate. We've seen comebacks before. I think the biggest one we've had was something like 32-20, and it ended up being pretty tied up in the end.
Lipsin, the snake in the grass right now. Not entirely sure if the Finnish player's approaching him. No, he's behind the rock. He's going for a long nade there, misses slightly back. Oh, no. Bounce off the rock and knocks Kajuti, but he's covered by smoke, potentially going to be revived there by Jupsic, yeah. But
you can see how many players he allowed for his team to push over with. He got up there, he said, you know what, I'm free, there's no one around me, and now there's not one anymore. Now we have 6, 7, 8 players in the exact same spot. Now they're starting to deal a lot of damage too.
Can you explain to me what Nyquil is doing? Nyquil is...
He's chilling. I don't know. He was probably hoping the circle to go north, which clearly didn't happen. I mean, it could be a little miscommunication there, but...
fight.
And now we get the red zones down here as well. This is going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah. That's actually not good news for Team Turkey.
Nope, they have to find a way to get out of it. Normally, they just go they have to just go north.
Yeah, going to go north and try to get a bit to the east. They can't go directly east, of course, because... they're going to be in a tough position. Oh, sorry, that was the Finnish team. These colours are confusing, guys. I'm sorry.
We'll get it changed up. I'm sure we can. Since it's these 2 specific teams, I'm pretty sure we could organise that.
Potentially.
But no, as you were saying, I mean, had they just been able to go east, that could have been a thing, but now clearly not. It seems to me, though, like Turkey, they've taken control of the bridge still, but the flank has come around from the side, and Finland clearly has like a 2-front thing, like a pincering going on in the Turkish players.
Then we've got a vehicle hidden in the 2 vehicles hidden behind a rock and in the brush. These could be game changers, Toby. I'm thinking there's going to be a Fast and Furious style chase to end this matchup, flying off the hills, on the walls, up into the sky, potentially into space.
That's actually something I've been missing, like the cavalry style of engagement, because sure, you can blow up vehicles, but if you send 5 viewers...
He's actually doing it.
Yeah, if
he's gone straight through the middle.
If you send enough vehicles in, I mean, imagine if you have a ton of people in the open, only covered by smokes, just plow wheels through them and see how many kills you can rack up.
I think that was this an escape play?
Yeah, I think it was one of those. I want to go from this side over to the other, and somehow he made it happen too.
Unseen here, locking down San Eki, and it's 10,000 days that finishes him off. Who is that with San Eki? Thotis. Should be able to stay alive there as Unseen backs off.
Right now, to me, the main issue for the Finnish team, as you can see in the map there as well in the corner, is that they have a front on the eastern side that is not allowing to push forward. Like, they're being contained really well.
This
the
is
eastern,
it, man.
But no, right? they're not allowed to push in. They're not allowed to push in from the Turkish, which means that all the Turkish players, they can just focus on the guys on the west, take them down, like make it 2 individual fights. So the whole pushing in from each side thing is not really working the way that the Finnish would have wanted it to.
General Andy, under fire. Men, rally around me.
You should have like in Battlefield 1942 when they have the F1, F2 commands.
Yeah, exactly.
Schnell, 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 schnell.
This is intense. It's definitely got it's definitely got a faster pace than traditional PUBG.
Oh yeah.
we saw about maybe 8 to 10 minutes of looting and positioning here, and then when the third circle sort of zoned in, everyone just collided, and Finland are dropping rapidly. At this point, this sort of lead surely is quite substantial. Or am I still wrong?
Oh, it is, for sure. I mean, the idea of the flank was extremely good, and now February, well, you're going to need to do something amazing, because they have to pull off a hell of a play to cross this bridge here. But as I said before, I mean, the idea of the flank was really good. It was just not executed well enough. I mean, they didn't have any pressure, and now they're just getting picked off.
Ooh, some nice shots there down the bridge. Taking some painkillers to numb the achy bones and joints and potential bullet wounds in the face.
I was gonna say, take a painkiller to numb the bullet in your chest. That's how it works.
We don't know. It could be like a really strong painkiller.
Yeah, you never know.
That could be morphine or something. I don't know.
Yep.
Not sure that would do much for bullet wounds to the face, but
Circle did pop though, and it seems to me like it's gone actually in the favor of the Finns to a certain extent. Question being though, they're down by half the numbers. Is it too little too late? Because as we said, they were completely contained on the east side, right? So they got to finish off the west, and now it's a 2 for 1 kind of thing. They're twice the numbers. How do you do this as Finland?
Oof. Yeah, right now it's just going from bad to worse for Finland. Missy knocked down, probably going to end up being taken out completely. 10,000 days here, taking his time, you know, following his name.
He's been holding the bridge for 10,000
Exactly, he's been holding the bridge for 10,000 days. He's a warrior on the front line.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You want to have I mean, if you can have just one guy...
But the circle's going to...
Yeah, it's moving in already, as you can see.
Yeah, the circle's going to pose a bit of a problem here for him. Nonetheless, he does have support from 2 other Turkish players. I would imagine... was it not? I mean,
and with Finland
I need to sort my brain out, all right?
No worries. You can have all the time to sort. You have the entire day to sort out whatever you need.
I have the day and the night, buddy.
You have all day long to sort everything you need to sort. But as we talked about, also coming into this, the whole Turkish powerhouse moving kind of thing, as soon as they get up in numbers, they just move as one, and they're kind of doing the same thing here. You see all the vehicles coming in as well. And with them being up by now a third, like a triple numbers, I just don't see how the Finnish players can hold them off.
And if Turkey do win this, which it looks like they will, we won't have an interview, unfortunately, with Mithrain.
Oh.
We will just have to stare at his cardboard cutout and have a moment of silence. And look at this. It feels like, for me, and again, my opinion is not as educated as yours, it seems to me like Turkey gaining that high ground at the start and sort of positional control in the circle was paramount to their victory. Well, impending victory. This seems like an impossible task at this point for Finland.
I mean, they are fighting back as well as they can, but 5 against 27, I am not seeing this going the way of Finland. And I like the idea with the flank. It just did not have enough kind of power to it. And now 2v27, I don't even know where the last 2 players are. I mean, one... Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding?
Oh, that...
No, he's dead. Oh, it's Natser. Natser, how do you pull this one off again?
He's going for the glory play here. 1 versus 27 in the clutch. Dodging around the tree, getting hunted by a frying pan. Maybe takes down one.
Is that the thing now that they all... I know they do it in Greece. In the Greek players, they always have to kill the last player with a pan. That's the thing they do.
Yeah.
So they whenever they see there's just one left, they just yell in the Discord, pan, 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 and they just come charging with their pans.
The cars come in.
It seems to me like that's... I mean, are they shooting? Nope, they're charging in.
They are going for the pan. They're really committed to the pan play here, the PP. And there it is, the first hit. But he does manage to knock this second player. His nude self, dashing down the hill, hip spraying.
And the thing for him is, does he have enough ammo to hold him off? Our car comes in as well, and that's going to be it. Oh, you can hold off the guys with a pen, but you cannot hold off a 120-kilometer-an-hour vehicle.
A sad sight is a group of ferocious men rush a half-naked one with pans in hand, knocking him to the floor. Yeah. The final player is down, and Team Turkey take that first victory in our best-of-5. Mithrain.
He seems pretty happy with the result. I mean, gotta say.
Yeah, Andy doesn't look too phased.